It's so cold that I actually turned on the heat to my upstairs. To my office. I finally turned the heat on. Which normally, you know, we're just rendering, so it's really hot in here anyway. But no.
I'm in a little part of the office that is used for, you know, recording and stuff like that, and the heat has just been on constantly. Like, I don't know how long it's been on for. And so I was just about to faint. It was just like, so I've turned it all off now. I'll probably start freezing soon, but yeah. Just low, just ticking away though, you know, maintaining whatever it was in here, 30 degrees.
That's funny. 30 Celsius, not Fahrenheit, because...
No, yeah, that would be... I'll be wearing my scarf, for sure.
Alright, so the more I drink this Rockstar, the more I kind of like it.
It's less candy floss flavor?
No, it still tastes just like like cotton candy, yeah.
Just improving. Maybe you need to like let it breathe.
Right. Like a wine or something. I need to pour it into a carafe.
I wonder what food pairing you can get with this, you know? Some kind of...
some delicious Saint Angel Brie with some Rockstar energy drink.
Get the cheese board out.
Right. Do we have the chat? Is the chat working, Dave? Are you able to look?
Not until I go live with everything.
Okay.
Should put the chat on the standby screen at this point, you know? Like, have it going over the standby screen.
That's funny. Billy said he had the tab open from last week, and then all of a sudden he heard my voice.
That's funny.
That is funny.
Are we... Oh,
Billy, I'm watching you.
I think I already started recording, guys, so, you know, I can stop
fine.
it.
Oh yeah, I need to start recording too.
I haven't started. I usually start.
That's one too.
Well, I'll stop just so we're all like, you don't have to fast forward through all this, you know. Yeah.
Great. It's very polite of you.
That's all right.
That's very British of you.
Nice like that.
Sub Rock Force. Good game last night.
I know what I need. Second display.
I'm gonna win.
All these people in the chats already. Let's see what we got on the chat this time.
Dave is using a device that can record or broadcast this call.
Okay, let's see. Somebody say something in chat. Let's see what happens.
They've been saying stuff. Does that matter?
It won't come up until we start.
Okay. Yo.
Hey.
Still got the music going. Is that right? You still have the music going?
Yeah, the music's going right now.
Okay.
Let's see.
What's up, Swaroop?
I guess I'm going to attempt to load this other chat thing. Hope that it doesn't completely break.
What's up, Swaroop?
Oh no. That's not what I wanted. The right link before I did that.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I think it keeps on doing like... Never mind.
Let's try this. Come on, chat, come back.
Welcome to the chat. Hey! Hello.
Well, Mr. Bogus, go get a ham sandwich.
I need a ham sandwich. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
Alright, somebody write something in chat now. Because this new chat should be working. There we go. That's not perfect, but I'll take it for now. We'll fix the rest of it next week. Doesn't have the background on it, but it's working.
It didn't get all my stuff though. No, it only did one. It's not getting the rest. Oh, okay.
It takes a second. Yeah. All right. Well, it's working. It doesn't have the background, but I don't care. Right. Everything's loading.
Helsinki,
live.
Finland. I want to go to Helsinki, Finland. Andy, you ever been to Finland?
I haven't. That'd be cool. Yeah.
How far away is that from you?
No idea.
Okay.
It's a bit closer for me, but yeah. Not sure, man. Not sure.
All right, y'all. We got people in here. I'm going to go ahead and start rolling on my recorder.
Cool.
Me
See, that's
too.
the lucky thing about you guys is that you guys get to go to all these cool places that we only hear about, you know? And then the US, we get to go to, like, Disney World. And that's like, you know, it's like the only place that everyone wants to go. It's like cheap for us to go to Disney World.
Right.
I was on the Disney World subreddit the other day, and someone from Australia had spent $10,000 to get their family to Disney World. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. Why would you spend that much money?
Wow. You better be able to jump the queue for that money, right?
Right?
Ooh, you can see through my shirt.
Unlimited
Sweet.
fast passes.
Yeah.
All right, let's do a sync. It'll be 1, 2, 3 clap. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Perfect.
And, so, thing is rolling, and we'll do the introduction the way we usually do. I'll do the intro. Matt will introduce you. You say hi, and then I go into the spiel, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
All right, there we go.
Do it.
What up, bros? Welcome to another Brograph Brocast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt. And joining us today from across the pond, our good friend, Mr. Andy Needham.
Hello.
And Brograph is a supplement to our site, brograph.com, which is a motion graphics tutorial site with tutorials, plugins, podcasts, and other MoGraph stuff. And on the show, we talk about everything ranging from motion graphics to Cinema 4D, After Effects plugins, render engines, doing business, doing taxes, being a contractor, or working for the man. We got a good show for you today. You can email us, brograph@brograph.com. You can send in your questions, comments, concerns, grievances, and...
No, leave your grievances. I don't want your grievances.
Yeah, Festivus is over. So, we're going to get right into it. Andy, we're glad you're here again.
Thanks for having me.
We got some fun particle stuff to talk about today. First of all, I do want to say that, Matt, you and I never talked about the fact that we went to the Star Wars VR experience.
That's true.
On the show.
Yeah.
Andy, do you have any of these VR things over there right now? Any of these VR experiences? Wireless?
Possibly. It's not on my radar at the moment, so I haven't really, looked into it. But what happened? What is this one?
It's basically what Aaron Sorensen does. He works for the Void, and you go in and we went and we did a Star Wars one. So you put on these backpacks and VR things, and you go around in this warehouse, basically, or empty room, but you're doing a whole game. So
cool. Did they have something like that at the MGM at NAB or something? And I can't remember.
Yes. But I'm not sure how good it was.
Yeah.
Because I never did it because I didn't want to pay that ridiculous amount of money to do it.
Yeah. I remember that the line was insane, and I just remember thinking it's probably no different than the ones that are at the Void,
Yeah.
What did you think about it, Matt? I mean, short. That's the whole thing I had to say about all of them. Yeah, it is short. They need another
here's
10
what I'll
minutes.
say. I'll say that Aaron Sorensen and team did a wonderful job. And like there were a few parts where, so we're experienced in VR, right? We've been using the Oculus Rift for years, and I'm about to sneeze, and I'm really sorry. Oh boy. And so I think as us, we've been in VR, we have the headsets, we've been playing the games, we've interacted, and we're used to that type of world. I was hoping for something much more accurate and much more interactive.
Accurate in what way?
Okay, so I wanted to be able to see my hands and track my hands perfectly, right?
Okay.
I wanted to be able to reach out and touch something, which you can on some things, but others it's slightly off, you know?
Right.
So that's the part where I like, and your hands, when you're holding the gun, it was okay, but when your hands were not holding the gun, it was like whatever. And so there wasn't really much of a, I don't know. And then it was like, go to here. Okay, we open this door. Now you go here. It didn't really feel like I was trying to figure out the adventure and stuff.
Well,
because half the time
puzzle
I wasn't
that we
even
couldn't figure
shooting
out.
the bad guys. I was shooting you guys.
Right. But there's a
because
puzzle.
it vibrates on your chest every time you get shot. So
It was
you
kind
know.
of like the it was kind of like an escape room at one
Yeah.
point where you have to solve a puzzle, but it said type in the pattern of the blinking lights, and you're like, from where?
Yeah.
There was no explanation of it. It was just like, I don't know what I'm doing right here. And so that was a little weird. And then I didn't like the ending. I don't want to give it away because people haven't gone to see it, but the way that it ends, it's like you don't really cause the end to happen. It's like kind of fizzled out.
Yeah. And it was super short.
And
like
it was
super short for, I mean, it was, how much were the tickets? Like $35 or something?
Yeah, I think they
You
were.
know, for like
Yeah.
5 to 10 minute experience. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
not
it's
that
a
it
little
isn't
pricey.
cool. It's just
Yeah.
like I would rather do like a full blown, I don't know, like an escape room.
Yeah.
I'm
I don't
not
know.
like, instead of the gimmick of the, you know, of Star Wars or Ghostbusters or whatever it is. You know, I mean, that's cool, but
Here's what I will say. And I think I'm biased because I'm so
into VR.
I don't know.
That's the thing.
I'm a veteran VR user, whatever. You know, so like I'm used to all of this stuff. Now the very first time I used VR at your house, Dave, with the hand trackers,
Yeah.
I was completely blown away.
Yeah.
And I knew I had to get one immediately.
Right.
Right? So if someone is just trying it out for the first time, it's going to completely blow their mind at how amazing it is. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm biased because you know, whatever.
Because you're Redshift and not Octane.
Right.
Ding.
Oh, Dave, I was going to buy you a bell at Disney World while I was there.
Oh, I have
I forgot.
one.
I
have a
totally
bell.
forgot. No, there's a Tower of Terror like bell that they
Oh.
sell,
Love that ride.
you know, from like the front desk or whatever. I was like, oh, I should get that
Oh.
for Dave. I totally
That'd be
forgot.
cool.
Yeah. I need to find my bell. I don't know where
Yeah,
it is.
you do.
But it's okay. So it's anyway. It's not that we didn't like it. It was a lot of fun. It was fun to go
Yeah, it
do.
was.
It was just, as VR users were like the three things I would make the puzzle more of an explanation. The ending is just like, wait, what? We didn't really defeat anybody.
Yeah,
That's kind of the
and
thing.
I'm curious. So like, at one point you go in and you get your blaster, right?
Right.
And like you're not really sure where to go. Well, the story continues by someone being a jackass and shooting the blaster, which that was me. Because as soon as I grabbed it, I just started shooting and it caused the alarms to go off. I'm curious
Oh.
what would happen if you went and grabbed the blaster and literally just stood there. Like,
Right.
what would happen?
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw Spider-Man yesterday.
I really
Yeah.
want to see that.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I thought you had seen it, Matt.
No.
Okay, then-
I've been meaning to take my kid, but I'm not going to go without him, you know?
Right.
And
Well, the
so,
thing is, you need to see it in the theater, so you need to do it soon.
I know.
You don't want to miss it in the theater. And I was really surprised because it's been out for so long. I was afraid that it was going to be gone from the theater, and I went and checked, and it wasn't. And I'll tell you, it was a Sunday, but for as long as it's been out, the theater was pretty packed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's still doing really, really well. I think we'll probably wait to talk about it until you see it, because I want to get your feedback on a lot of things, like what you thought about certain aspects of it. So
Yeah, I've seen a few breakdowns of stuff, like the fact that they're using 12 frames per second, you know, on some of the animation and stuff. And instead of, one thing that I really liked was that they're not doing traditional motion blur, you know, like
Right.
they're drawing the motion blur.
Right.
You
Like
know,
on The Simpsons.
so it's like, is that what they do?
Like the meme of Marge when she's all distorted and, you know what I'm talking about?
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's neat.
Has anyone in the chat seen it more than once?
More than
right?
once, yeah. Yeah.
It seems like the kind of film I've heard so much about it that I would want to probably see it a couple of times just to kind of take it all in. Because I've seen a bit like you, Matt, like a bit of the, behind the scenes and stuff, but just gotta check it out.
I would definitely go see it again if I had the time. Right now I'm just trying to get things wrapped so I can leave town, but I would definitely go see it again if I had the time. And I the only thing that I didn't like about it was the 12 frame. I didn't like the 12 frame. It just
Really?
made the characters look stuttery. The thing is, they are still 3D characters when it comes down to it. Yeah, I mean they're all designed in 3D. You could tell. I mean, it's take a Pixar movie and add some sketch and tune type stuff to it, and then do 12 frames a second, and it's gonna look like it needs to be a higher. It just something about it bugged me. Maybe not 24 frames. But I just felt
you really wanted it to be 60 frames a second, didn't you?
I really wanted it to be like, I know this is odd, but like 20 frames a second or 18 frames a second, because it needs the stutteriness to kind of match that style, but I felt like 12 was not enough frames. It's really weird. But maybe they picked 12 because it's half of 24 and the movies are done in 24. I don't know. Maybe there was a technical reason. It's render time.
Yeah, saved render time.
if I go and see it now, and all I'm thinking about is the frame rate, I'm going to be annoyed, Dave.
Yes.
I noticed it at first. Like, you don't notice it the whole time, but it was something where I was like, I would have gone for a little more. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about it though after you see it. And I did want to mention, I'm not going to get into details of why and all this stuff. I did want to mention that our friend Joe is in the hospital right now. He was on the show, gosh, way back in the beginning.
Yeah, like one of the first 10 episodes or something.
Yeah. He is in the Slack. So we'll just, put the old thoughts in the ether, whatever you want to call it. Love and light, thoughts and prayers, whatever you prefer according to your own beliefs. But just wanted to put that out there and send some positive vibes his direction, because he's got some major surgery coming. So just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, if there's not enough thoughts and prayers out there, God won't let him live.
Oh dear. Getting into religion and politics. I'm just gonna stop that right there.
Yeah.
So that, and have you seen the Beeple Taco Bell commercial?
What? No.
It's not really a Beeple Taco Bell commercial, but like that's the first thing I thought of when I saw this commercial. I just thought it was funny because it looks like a bunch of people running around in a Beeple world.
Okay.
And I don't even know how to find it. And of course it's going to be only like a thing in America. I'm going to try and find it.
Is it the Grande Fantasy $1 Grande burritos?
I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, this is totally it. This has got to be Beeple.
Send me a link.
All right.
I mean,
it's in the dingus.
The thing is, it's that style. I feel like if it was really kind of a fully Beeple inspired thing, it would have been a little different. Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
it. I'm
man.
gonna bring it up.
Hold up a video. Can you not see it?
I can't see it, and it's
I'll
not
bring it
available
up here
for
on
me.
the thing.
Yeah, just don't do any. Oh no, because
there we go.
now we get dinged for.
That rarely happens. We did get dinged last week, but I did fair use, and they agreed with me, and they let it slide. So you may have not seen our thing for a couple days, but it came back.
I mean, that's pretty obviously,
but the houses and trees and stuff aren't really
true.
I don't know. I feel like maybe it was inspired by just a lot of people's styles right now in this industry. I don't know.
Yeah, see, you got Beeple with all the glowing, primitives and stuff,
Like
and
that right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's totally Beeple. And then you have the David Ariev, whatchamacallit.
What?
What are those called? The
Flowers?
nature scenes and stuff. You know?
Oh, Forester with Taco Bell
Yeah.
packets.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seemed to me like a little bit of something you would see on the Octane Facebook group.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Not necessarily Beeple, but
Oh, I never noticed that when she takes a bite, she changes color. That's funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they did a
Is
lot
that-
of cool texture stuff too. Like you'll notice the thing at the end.
Yeah, they did a projection right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a projection.
That's pretty neat. Weird.
Anyway, I saw that the other day and I was just like, oh, Beeple Taco Bell.
Beeple Taco Bell. I'm gonna send that to him. I'm gonna be like, dude, did you do this?
What render engine did you use for this? Yeah.
It's funny.
And let's see. All right, Andy, let's talk about some stuff. First of all, we're not going to go into X particles yet
Okay.
because we got some other X particles things to talk about. But
Yeah.
I just want to talk about what you've been doing lately. You've got is it called Created?
Yeah, it's like a created academy is the website, and they're doing it's like a 9-month course which is part-time, and it's about basically helping you land your dream career in motion graphics and design by giving you a really good foundation of the whole process, and it's kind of helping to like set you up on the business side as well, I think. And the syllabus is set up by a really cool team, but you get like briefs set by people like Framestore and BBC Creative, and it's backed by the industry as well. So it's not cheap, but I think what the outcome should, what you'll get out of it, and you actually have access to mentors as well. I think it gives you a firm foundation and a really decent portfolio at the end of it as well. It's set up by the people, I don't know if you've heard of them, but Escape Studios, and they specialized in kind of VFX and things like that. And I had a friend that went through that program, and he started like just being a roto artist in Framestore, and then just worked his, off the back of doing this thing, he got straight into work and then worked his way up from there because he had, all the knowledge that he had from the course. So it kind of gave him this really easy transition into the world of work as well. So this is this is something that I've been kind of been consulting on, and I'm hoping to dig in a bit more this year with it, and help out really, get it off the ground. So they've got some really cool people involved. If I'll let you browse the website and check it out. But there is a good structure to it, I think.
We'll put a link to that in the show notes, but it is created.academy.
Yeah.
Cool. .academy. Interesting web.
I like that the ED is underlined. Nice. Like education. I like that.
I see what you did there. What you did there, Created.
Yeah. So I mean, there's, you can see who backs them. There's Mainframe, ETC, Framestore and BBC, some others, but totally sweet. I got really excited when they talked to me about it, and I feel, once they're ready to sort of launch and talk about it, then it's going to be really, really sick. So
cool.
Yeah,
awesome, man.
And you're still doing the LinkedIn Learning, formerly Linda, right?
I am indeed. It's been tricky I'm getting I've had some questions actually, like, when's the Motion Graphics R20 course coming out, and it's like really soon. So, and then I'm doing the VFX one as well. So there's a lot to get through, but I've got 2 kids now, and one of them's like 4 months old. So thank you. Yeah, so with a little baby and things like that, I can't go off. I used to go off to America actually to to record in their studios, and that was great. But now I have to do it all remotely, which is still cool. But I have to kind of factor in background noise and things like that. But I have a decent enough setup where it's not an issue. And I still have to send them like a test recording and all that, and they're very strict. So
Nice.
so yeah, they have to be. But yeah, yeah, I'm gonna get through it, and I still still enjoy doing it. And if they still want me to do R21 and something else, who knows? Maybe we'll get the chance to do that too. But yeah.
Wait, there's an R21 coming?
Wait, okay. NDA.
Back that up! Oh no, it's on the internet forever.
It's a dump file.
So we have a Slack channel, by the way, if you already didn't know. Brograph.com/Slack. You can check that out. Registration has been open for the last 6 days. It does close tomorrow. So if you're listening now, I definitely recommend setting up.
By now, he
an account.
means Monday.
So,
Live, if you're
Monday,
watching live.
Right. If you're listening tomorrow, it's going to be closed sometime in the afternoon automatically. So this is the time to get in, or if you're in it and you know somebody who wants to be in it, tell your friends. We have tons of channels. I do want to read what Sage came up with. I think it was Sage, right?
Yeah,
for
of
new
course.
users.
It's always Sage. Sage is the best at this stuff.
So
that's why he's such a good mod.
A while back, I did go in and I changed the default channels that you get, because a lot of people would come in and we didn't really change that, and it was just like general and random, and that was it, right? People didn't know, especially if you're new to Slack, oh, there's all these other channels in there, so go through and pick what you want. So I changed some of the defaults, but this is what Sage came up with for kind of an intro, long like description of how this works if you're new and you want to know what to do. And I believe this kind of goes in on its own. It kind of sends it to you if you sign up.
I think it's right when you start. Like,
where is Sage right now, by the way? He's not in the chat.
I don't know.
He says, "Welcome to the Brograph Slack username. Good to have you here. There are many channels in this place with a lot of general shenanigans. The key is be cool and have fun. Here are a few channels that may interest you. Ravcock for general render engine discussion, or Redshift Arnold V-Ray Corona Octane for anything specific." So that's, again, Ravcock. That's our acronym. X Particles, of course. Houdini for Hocus Pocus, Wizardry, and General Sorcery. Share for sharing your work. Resources if you have links or wares. Hardware if you want to talk about PCs and electronics. Battle stations for posting your completed rigs and workstations. Rants to get things off your chest. Wins for things that you want to share with people a bit about your positive moments. The Judgment-Free Zone for questions that you feel
My
are
favorite channel.
ridiculously noob. Events for meeting up IRL. VR Corner and Gaming for meeting up in virtual reality and gaming. Meeting up virtually. I want to circle back to that in a second, by the way. There are many, many more with tons of interesting discussion happening, so feel free to hit the channels button to the left and browse channels. Let's see. P.S. Slackbot is an a-hole, man shrugging. But it can also be super helpful if you say things the right way. Ask someone what that means. P.P.S. That message you'll see about the Slack being out of space after you upload a file is fine. Just ignore it. We all see it. If you want to share content directly in a Slack and not get your message... Content directly in Slack and not get that message... Oh, you can use an external service like Dropbox or Imgur and post the link, but most of us don't even notice it anymore. That's true. I don't understand why it does that.
Yeah, it's because we're out of space, because we don't. They just want you to pay for it.
Pay for it, yeah.
But it still works. You can see it.
Yeah, it is the best Slack. It is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you are on our Slack in X Particles, which is great. If somebody needs help or wants to summon you with an they can, I guess, to the best of their ability.
It might be one of my keywords, yeah.
And then, also, you are in the X Particles Slack, which is also no. I'm sorry. It's not. Wait, you have a Slack. Sorry.
Yeah,
You
this
have
is
the
the
Particle Slack.
It's the Python one, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you have the
Python
Python
scripting.
one.
Yeah.
But then there's
have-
the X Particles Discord.
Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you're in
I'm
both
on-
of those, right?
I'm on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was doing some Python today, actually. I know that anyone who's like on the Python Slack is probably like, this is a bit quiet here. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. I was just doing some today just to kind of work through some ideas of like, if else, and kind of working through some of those things you do when you're learning it. I was just making a little, like drop to floor, but I was making my own kind of version of that, so that even when you switch, it just locks the anchor point of a primitive to the bottom, and so that when you change the height or certain things, it'll lock it down, and then it just looks like it's stuck to the floor. And also it works when you change the axis as well, so it'll figure out what it needs to do to correct for that, so it sticks to the floor, because you could be changing the radius of something, and if you've got a tube or something like that, you've got to account for that as well. So it was surprisingly simple to build. So yeah, but just working through the if else and statements and all that kind of stuff, and just the drag and drop into the whole scripting is just so good.
I need to. You have a course on that, don't you?
Not on Python, no.
You don't?
I did
Why don't you?
Man.
no.
God, that would it's just like from beginning to end. Like I would love to know like how could I build a plugin using Python, like getting started, like without knowing any Python, through building a small plugin. It'd be such a great course.
Yeah. My mate Adam Heslop, he's the guy who's like the Python genius in my eyes, and he should do a course. If he's listening or watching, mate, get on it.
We should hit him up, see if he'll do something for mograph.com.
Yes, you should.
That'd be a great course. I would love to do that, because I'm trying to.
We have talked to him.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, I've talked to him lots of
Luminous
times.
2.0.
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I actually someone came to me asking for someone who knew Python for C40 really well, and I actually recommended him.
Was that the Pixel Plow thing? Or?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
He was my recommendation for
Sweet.
over at the Pixel Plow guys.
Nice.
Yeah, the Pixel Plow thing. By the way, while we're on that, I do have. Oh, did I put all these links in here?
I don't know.
Oh
if
yeah,
you
I
did.
did. So Jules hinted on something on a Facebook post this week, and I was just gonna. It was completely related to something else, like Orc or something like that. But he did say, just had a good call with Ranch. Rebus is next. Just signed 2 more partners, but can't share
Ranch
yet.
Computing?
Yeah. Jules talked to Ranch, which I guess is good, because he needs to kind of set them straight and say, "Here's, you're not doing this legally. Here's what you need to do."
That kind of pisses me off. Whatever.
But if they get it legit, at least maybe it will work correctly. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's still slow AF.
Well, they might be able. I don't know how they're doing this integration. It might be Orc integrated somehow. Who knows? I don't know.
Maybe.
We should ask Mr. Plow how all that's coming along, because.
Yeah.
How often do you guys use render farms? Because you guys have got a lot of.
Like, the problem is, and I've been wanting to move over to Redshift, exclusively, specifically because we can use some render farms, but right now we're stuck. When we get on a project where, we need more render power, it's to the Slack and saying, hey, who can help me out?
Because right now it's like
it's got this Billy Chitkin farm.
It's like, oh, here's a project.
Farm.
It's got to be done now, and like that's not the time to learn Redshift.
Right.
Now, if we did have a project that wasn't as much of an emergency, we could totally do it, or something simple. I have a couple this week. I was thinking, well, maybe I could do one of them in Redshift just to try it.
I don't know. Pickle Nick and I were working on a Christmas card, a Nexus Motion Christmas card that we were going to send out. We never ended up getting it done, but we were using Redshift for it. And geez, like just being able to, just being able to not have to hassle with lights, you know, and the sampling rate, and I can throw as many lights in it as I want, is to me is the most powerful thing with it, you know. Like, yeah, it renders fast and it renders pretty accurately, you know, but being able to throw 800 lights in the scene and not worrying about, you know, sample rate is incredible, you know.
It's good. It really, I mean, I had a chance to get into it when I was, you know, doing my little sketch for X Particles Challenge, just because I thought, oh, I started in cycles actually, but you know, I used and
be careful.
No. It's totally fine. But then my idea changed because I had several, and then the GSG Everyday Materials pack came out, and I was like, I want to use some of that, and I want to learn Redshift as well. So this is kind of like the stars are aligning here. So I just, I thought I'd just put that together. And
mentioning the Everyday Material pack, just jumping off on a random tangent, I guess, like, that is a awesome pack.
It's cool.
If you don't have it, you should buy it. It should be the first pack that you buy, because Chad did such a good job on it. It is not like, I've bought a few material packs before, and it's like, okay, well, I don't know when I would use these, but I have used that material pack for almost every single project that I've had since I bought it. Yeah.
Got to give Billy credit as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's some other people that helped him with a lot of aspects of it too that people don't know about. I don't know how much is. I don't know if it's a secret or not. I don't think it's a secret, but I know there's a few people we know personally that helped with that. And the thing about that plugin and other plugins, like, the reason I built Luminous is because I needed that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, everybody else is going to need this too, so let's sell it. And I think the same thing kind of applies there, because what he was saying in the presentation, if you haven't seen Chad's DFWC4D presentation on how he built this pack, you definitely need to check it out. It is such a great presentation. And the thing about when he built it, it was the same idea. It was that he needed some base materials that he can always go to. And that's why it turned out so great, because it's like you start a new project and you're like, okay, I need this, basic wood and this brick or this piece or this paper or whatever. And it's all kind of there. So you might not have every texture you need. You might have to go to Polygon or something, but for the most part, you're going to have all these base textures.
Yeah. And if you want to, like, grunge it up, you have the base to start with, and then you can add to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liam was involved in that too.
I know.
Of course.
Liam and Gurnge. Yeah, they were helping like port it over to the different render engines and stuff like that. So they did a great job. They all did a great job.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Making our lives easier.
It inspired me, and not like I really have time, but it inspired me because I'm like, okay, I want to get back into Substance and all this other stuff. And I did kind of dive into Substance a little and worked on a couple things and kind of refreshed my memory of how it works and how to export and do all that, right after, because it's like, we got some models off of Turbo Squid or whatever, and they didn't have displacement, and they didn't have bump, and they didn't have normal, like all this stuff. And it was easy to go in after watching that and just kind of make these different textures or improve on these textures. And, I even went and bought the chart, here. So, except you can't see the green ones because it's going through.
Oh, that's funny. I was gonna say, I was like, why does that look so weird?
Yeah, look,
those colors look weird.
Why does it look like there's a star field inside of this? I bought the. It's funny. I bought this color checker, and it comes in what looks like kind of like a DVD case, and somehow it slipped out, and I lost it. Like, I had only looked at this thing for like 5 minutes, and I lost it for like 3 weeks, and then I found it. It had fallen out of the DVD case or whatever in my car into like a side cup holder thing. So I found it because I was pissed. I was like, this thing's $80 for this, but I found it. But he inspired me to get one of these, because I would like to like set up a camera. And if you go to Algorithmic's website, I think they have a little write-up on how to build your own like little texture scanner thing using an iPhone and one of these charts. I'll see if I can find the link to it because it's really cool and I want to do it. I mean, you're using cardboard and an iPhone and stuff, and it's just showing like the basics of how you can start making your own textures with kind of what you have around and then this thing. So
cool. Substance is on my list of 2019 goals.
It's an easy one to learn. I will say that. Yeah, it's a super easy. Actually, just watch the Chad Ashley DFW C4D one. And like he gives you a really good overview of what is available, and how to like just he doesn't tell you how to use it, but he shows you what's available. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. You can see that at brograph.com/talks. And we've got 2 others. We got one from Penelope and we've got one from Mark that are gonna be posted at some point as well. I think we're probably gonna wait and post Penelope's whenever she's on the show, which that's gonna be sometime in March.
That was a good DFW C4D.
It was.
That was like all 3 speakers were just so good, and everyone was so into it. Man, yeah.
Liam, I lost the chat, but Liam said, "Octane Jesus is Old Testament. I am the New Testament. Come to walk with me, my child." You know what I would like to do, because we keep talking about this like live stream thing where Liam shows me some more Redshift stuff. It'd be cool if I were working on an actual project that I could bring up, as long as the client was cool with that, where I was like modeling something or whatever.
We got the personal project that Pickle Nick and I have been working on. You could start doing all the texturing for it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
My to-doist is pretty full.
Yeah.
But also I want to talk about MDC because the MDC is coming up. I will be leaving next Wednesday, a week from this Wednesday, to head out there. And
got your ticket?
I don't have my ticket. It's been on my list. I've been so behind on everything. I just got the hotel.
Sure hope you can still get it.
Yeah.
Oh geez, it's not gonna fill up. They don't have like a man. All right, I need to check that out.
Put that higher up on your list, right?
Yeah, I'll have to, or else I'll have to like see if I got like a connection that can hook me up there.
You'll be fine.
So you were saying that the pack, there's not pack, but there's like a ticket.
The Reveler pack. It comes with a T-shirt, bag, and goodies.
There you go. You can see. I haven't looked at the site. Is it on Facebook or something?
It's on Facebook.
Well, that was the other problem. Is I tried to buy it at one point and I couldn't find where to buy tickets.
There you go. There's the link. I just sent it to you.
Ooh, sweet. Is it on top?
I'm pretty sure that's it.
There we go.
But I don't know. It's the 26th month. It's the first on the 26th month. So, it says 26/1/19. So I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Oh,
yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense to me.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I get it. I should I should buy these tickets like literally right now. So it's what, £55?
55, or it's euro.
Euros.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that is.
So,
hey Siri, how many dollars is 55 euros? Let's see what that is there. 63.10. Okay. Right.
So 160 or $146.
Okay.
And 20 cents.
All right, then I'm registering right now.
All right.
As we speak.
So,
while I do that, I had a good note here to talk about some parenting stuff. You want to talk about parenting while trying to be a motion graphics artist.
You know what? We also have, if you're on the Slack, we have a parenting channel. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. I really like it.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things where it's one of the channels where like I post kind of the corny, stupid stuff that my kids do, or like my kids say, or like I made pancakes this weekend, and I did the design ones. I made a Gengar and a Jigglypuff one, and they looked pretty freaking awesome, I have to say. And I posted that to the parenting one because I thought random was a little too, whatever, but it was like a parenting win. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, good work. Yeah. No, I've just joined that one, so I'm like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's a good channel. I like it.
So, as far as
Andy,
parenting,
you got 2 kids.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, like what is
You just recently had another one, right?
Yeah, that's right. I didn't just join it because I don't. You know, I do have kids, and
I have no kids. I just really like to live through other people.
Yeah, just preparing for.
Right.
Yeah, I got two daughters. Yeah, and one is she's gonna be 4 at the end of March, and the other one's like 4 months old. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
4 months. My favorite ages are 6 months to 18 months, you know, because they're like, at 18 months, they learn the word no, you know, and they learn that they don't have to do everything you say. And then it's all downhill from there. I'm not sure how it is with girls, but my 5-year-old, man, he's a handful.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, he was off the chart crazy, absolutely insane. Anyway, wouldn't listen to me for anything.
Did you talk about the windshield incident on the show?
I don't know.
Yeah, you only ranted about it on the thing.
Okay, so it's Christmas Eve, right? I'm out back putting together a gigantic like playhouse, play set, swing set thing for my child. We spent a lot of money on this stupid play set, and I'm like, he's not even gonna play with it. I know he's not, you know. And so I'm sweating, and I'm like breaking my back. And luckily, my brother was helping me because it took us 8 hours to put the thing together with 2 people. And I get a call from my wife that says, "Hey, don't be mad, but Gibson was throwing rocks and he broke the back windshield of the car." And so I'm thinking, okay, well, it was an accident.
Have you been a good boy this year?
What?
Has he been a good boy this year?
At that point, I was like, I'm done, you know? And so, like, I'm putting the rest together, like, angrily, and I'm like, I don't care if this thing is tight. Just let it fall apart. Let it fall on him. I don't care.
Let him get hurt.
Right? So anyway, but yeah, like, so then, like, that's a whole nother expense that we had to do. It was like $600 for a new back windshield. And it's like, well, because insurance, and then, so like everyone's telling me, oh, insurance will cover that. So I make a claim for it. And insurance is like, oh, your deductible's $1,000. I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to pay the deductible. So I guess I got to pay for this out of my pocket. And now I just claimed it. So you guys are going to increase my insurance.
Yeah.
Children.
Damn it.
Well, it's amazing. They're angels, and I love them.
Sweet. Wells Fargo just cut off my credit card because I tried to buy something overseas. So still don't have tickets, guys.
Oh, man.
Thanks, Wells Fargo, for cutting off my card for the 4th time this year.
So I just buy it for you?
You what?
Should I just buy it for you?
Yeah.
No, I'll just have to call them, and it's so stupid. Every time I try and buy something, they cut it off.
You need to go to a different bank.
I know. Man. Aren't I supposed to get the text that says, you know, there was some sort of activity, blah, 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 hit yes to accept? You know, yeah. Forget about that. It's cool. I've been a customer for 20 years. Don't worry about it, guys. It's fine. Just keep cutting it off. Sending me new cards. They sent me 4 new debit cards last year and didn't tell me why and couldn't tell me why. I stayed on the phone with them for an hour. They won't tell me why. Just because. Okay, why? So I'll get tickets after the show.
Back
I guess.
To parenting.
Yeah. Yeah.
How's life right now with a 4-month-old and a 4-year-old?
Well, it's the 4-year-old. I mean, like, yeah. Well, Florence doesn't listen at all. Like, she's like just like that age, I think. And oh man, she's she's lovely. But yeah, it's just
there's always that but in there.
Do you know what it seems to be? It's like she can be good. It's good as gold, right? And then she gets a treat, and then she just turns into a little monster afterwards. It's just like, you got what you wanted, and now you're just gonna be like, fuck you guys.
That's funny.
But I don't know. I think as you go to they go to preschool and all that kind of stuff, they pick up on different habits and things that children do, and she's quite influenced by other kids, and it's just
I was lucky once my kid turned 5 and started going to kindergarten, you know, he started chilling out a little bit because at the preschool we had him at, they were still doing nap time, and it was like 2 hours, and that kid will not go to sleep if he's had a 2-hour nap.
Yeah.
He sleeps as hard as me, you know, he sleeps as hard as my wife. My wife is a very hard sleeper. You know, he sleeps as hard as her, but sleeps as long as I do, you know, when you take a nap. Like, you just can't I can't wake up after like a 15-minute nap. It has to be 4.5 hours, you know, which is basically one whole sleep cycle, you know. But yeah, and then he won't go to sleep. But since kindergarten, you know, it's like he's not taking naps anymore, and he'll go to bed on time. I feel like once they get into school, like, things turn around, and I like him a lot more after that.
Billy says, kids are gremlins, prove me wrong. I don't know, did you ever give him some water?
Did you ever feed him after midnight?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, they're gremlins.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what was I going to say? We stopped. She hasn't had, doesn't do naps or anything like that. But I remember when she was at her previous nursery, and they would, we'd say, she doesn't need one right now for those exact reasons. It's just like she will not go to sleep in the evening now if she's had a nap or something, or at least if she's tired, she'll have a nap, fine. But don't make her have one. Don't put her in like the quiet room and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, she's she'll be at school in September now, and that's so that we've got, my wife and I have got like the hell of like choosing which school to put her in. It's just like this they're all good, they're all kind of good, but my wife's a teacher, so she knows what to look for.
There's so many teachers. Like I'm telling you, it's all because like the teachers understand the how childish we are.
they can
and they can handle us.
Yeah, and discipline you.
Right.
Put a mark on your
That's my favorite part.
On your permanent record. Yeah.
Anyway.
So we and the deadline is like tomorrow. We've already put the application in, but you can actually revise it up until the deadline.
Wow. So how does that work? Like you get a choice of a whole bunch of different schools? Because we don't have a choice. It's like we go to the closest school to us.
Well, kind of.
Unless we want to pay something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I was able to get...
that's the private schools,
Yeah, Emily was able to get into a different school that we applied to in a slightly different school district. And then there's some school districts that actually will allow for open, like Grand Prairie schools here, will allow any kid from anywhere in the Metroplex to come there if they can. So it just depends.
Yeah,
on
I think
district.
that's the way with Garland as well. Yeah, that is like before we moved.
But it's really not like an application system, though. When Emily got into this other one, it was just mainly like, if you have the room, we'd like to have her here instead of the ghetto elementary school right next to the neighborhood. And I really mean ghetto. It's like, I don't want to go there. And so she got in, and it's great. So
that's good. That's cool. I mean, we get a choice of, you can put up to 6 on your form. Most people, you wouldn't really need those. You probably just 1 or 2 would be fine. But I didn't when we moved to the area, obviously had no idea about like how many schools there were, and they just seemed to be like, oh, here's another school. Okay, but yeah, it's just sort of like, there's so many little factors and stuff. For me, I've only had the time to go and visit 2 of them, and my wife's been to 4, maybe 5 or of them, and so she's like, oh, I wish you'd been to this one as well. And it's just like, well, I trust you because you know what to look out for here, but I think I don't know, I think we've kind of landed on it because there's one that is really, you know, some of them have like 150 kids, you know, in the year group, you know, and it's just that's a lot of kids, you know. And we want to, I mean, the minimum is around 90 or something, so you've got, that's, you know, a big difference.
How many kids in each class are allowed?
So I think like, so they would have like 5 classes of 30, something like that.
Wow, those are pretty big classes. And is it one teacher or two?
2, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay,
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So yeah, I have to. I just kind of trust her and hope, you know. But it's one of those things, isn't it? You just, because you know, you think, oh, she's at a nursery or whatever already, and there is a school attached to that. So the natural thing is you go to the school, right?
Right.
But then there's certain things that, you know, my wife likes and dislikes about that, and so she's thinking maybe go to a different school because they're you know, maybe more academic and whatever. But then you think, will she, the friend she's met here, is she gonna miss out on like that connection or whatever? Or because there's so many classes, there's no guarantee that she'll be in the same class as her friends anyway. So, you know, and I'm sure, anyway, it's just something for, just being sort of going slightly crazy about recently, but
yeah, and I'm sure the lack of sleep because you have a 4-month-old doesn't really help that much. How are you handling the MoGraph world with a newborn?
That's a good question.
Well,
just, I don't know. I kind of, I don't know. My wife's really supportive anyway, and just she does, because I wanted to do sort of, you know, bottle feeding and that kind of stuff if you know, if possible, but it's just not going to happen. So, which is fine. And so my wife's like, right, I know this is on me, so kind of thing. So I'm like, I would if I could, but you know, I can't. So
I could try. Won't get very far, but
it'd be like that Family Guy clip.
Oh man, Stewie's like,
he pulls out a hair. That's the best.
Yeah. So I mean, I do, if I am, you know, like having to do work or whatever, then it's just, you know, it's cool. I'll just, you know, I'll try and help out as much as I can, and also help out with Florence as well. But
how are your
you know,
hours? Have you found that your hours changed based on having newborn? Like, are you working later? Are you getting up earlier? You know,
I need to sort this out, right? But I'm definitely working later. So I'll usually, if I'm going to the office, because I have a shared office space, then I'll come and do that, and usually be here till 6ish. But I try and what I should do is try and finish a bit earlier. But it depends on, you know, the client job or whatever. And then get home, do the bedtime. I love doing all that, the bath time and all that kind of stuff. That's great. And then I will hang out with my wife for a bit, and then do some more work. Yeah. And if it's producing,
that doesn't sound any different than a normal MoGraph job without kids.
No, I know. And recently I'm doing, you know, recording and stuff like that, and with a neighbor who is having like a loft conversion done. I can't record during the day. So when my daughter's at school and you know, Willow is being, you know, quiet, then, you know, or my wife's gone out with her, then I'd get some stuff done during the day. But that's not that can't happen now.
All of your classes are going to be like you, just exhausted, tired. Hey everyone, this is Andy Needham.
Yeah, well, I do listen back. If I do sound tired, then I'll be like, nope, I have to do another take. So yeah,
that's good.
Sucks.
That's good.
Yeah. I do.
Just looking out for everyone. That's good of you.
By the end of the course, it's just your hair is all a mess, smoking a cigarette. All right, everybody, let's just get this over with. It's like crusty.
Yeah.
You can smell the coffee from my.
Talk to the audience.
So yeah, I mean so I mean, I'll be doing like 10 at night till like 3:30 in the morning or something, and then usually Willow will wake up at that time, but because of like, I can change a nappy or something like that. But then usually I can just roll over and go to sleep a bit, try and do that.
You got a good pair of headphones?
What do you mean?
Like noise canceling?
Like noise canceling.
Well,
Trust me, you know what? Even if you do, it's really hard to sleep with giant headphones on.
Oh no, I mean,
for working, but
oh yeah.
Even when they're doing that loft conversion, does it get loud? Does it get annoying?
It's not too bad, but I know that the equipment that they send over and they provide is actually quite sensitive stuff, and if I can hear it, then I know it's just there's going to be something there on the recording, and you just don't want to have like clank clank clank, like it would suck. So so there's that. Sometimes that's tricky, but I don't know. I was talking to the guy who I rent this place off, and he was like, just use the studio if you need to. So, and usually I'd probably have to like pay for that or whatever, but he's just like, just use it, man. So I might try and work something out to just use this area and get some, sanity back or whatever. But yeah. So yeah, but that's the good thing about like I guess having the home setup is you can just finish and go to bed, or finish and be there, whereas I'm like, I've got to call a cab and I'll be there in about 45 minutes. So yeah, that was
one of my favorite things. I was telling my wife during this whole like crazy Christmas that we had, where we were working like ridiculously late hours. I was telling her, I said, back when I was working for the man and I had some of these nights where I'd have to stay until 2 or 3 in the morning, I'd then have to drive home. And it'd take me an hour 15, hour and a half sometimes. Well, hour because there's no traffic, But now I can just go right to bed, It's nice.
Well, and it's like, oh, hey, the kid pooped on me. Can you come help me? And then you can actually like leave and go do that for 2 seconds and go right back.
Right.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's funny.
Well, let's do a little bit of Ravcock. What's your flavor?
What's your flavor? That was weird. That was like really intense.
Someday we'll
it's all the Rockstar, all the candy floss Rockstar that I've had. See, I used your term.
Yeah.
So,
all right,
Andy, what's your render engine of choice at the moment?
I like Redshift a lot now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Octane as well though, and I mean, I would say it still depends on the task, It really does. But I'm having a fun like learning something new with Redshift, and I know I need to like now the new like early early access of X-Particles of Cycles is out. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of cool. So I mean, I'll dive into that, but I mean, and from like an eGPU point of view, Redshift is really fast with eGPU. So actually, I did a simple test, and the honest results were Cycles was the slowest, then Octane, and then Redshift. So yeah, so it's and it wasn't by much. It wasn't too crazy, but I was just like, okay, if I still need to like I'm one of those people that are just waiting and seeing still, and don't it is what it is. But I have a build in PC Part Picker ready to go. Should I be disappointed this year? And I'm just kind of like checking out.
For the new Mac Pro.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So
it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Talking to I was talking to EJ, and we're like, this is like their final chance. It's like.
And then you'll be like, okay, this is okay,
it's the final,
but I'm gonna give them
chance.
one more chance.
Yeah.
This is the very last straw. Do you see? I mean, their stock has been like taking a dump lately.
They only care about phones.
It's right, but did you see that like at CES they announced that they're going to start putting the Apple TV stuff into Vizio TVs, like build it in just like the Chromecast stuff, because they realized that they need to be more what is it, Outward or something, where they're actually selling services as well as actually selling physical devices.
I heard a rumor that even the Bandersnatch didn't work on the Apple TV.
No,
Is
it
that
doesn't.
True?
It only works on the internet. Like if you're on your desktop, it only works on there.
No, it worked on my Roku just fine.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, never mind.
And that's the thing. Like, I really like the Roku, honestly.
I do too.
Like, the Amazon is janky, and I don't like the interface.
Right.
But it's okay to have around. Haven't really played with Chrome, but man, I really like Roku.
Yeah, I just bought a 65-inch TCL TV, 4K UHD, $500.
Where'd you get it from?
$500 is so cheap, and it's got the Roku built inside of it, and it is like, I don't know. We've been saving up to get it for my media room. You know, we've been putting it off for like 6 months or something since we got the house, and so we finally got it this weekend. We installed it, dude. Like, it's a $500 TV. You wouldn't think much for a 65-inch $500 TV. You know? Yeah, I mean it's pretty big. You know, and like it works really well. It works really well.
Turned off the True Motion or whatever that thing is. You know.
Oh, yeah.
It actually, here's the thing. It doesn't even have the option in it.
Hey,
to turn it off?
It doesn't even have the option to turn it on.
It doesn't have it. It just doesn't.
No, it doesn't have it at all.
What's the refresh rate then?
It's like 60 hertz or something like that. I don't know.
I guess that's why.
Yeah, fine with me. I don't care.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's great.
As far as Apple's concerned, though, and that whole thing, like with trying to be more visible, man, I mean, they're just losing the market on that. And they're losing the market on all these things, and they're trying to go with phones, and then they're, you know, all of this stuff came out about how they were throttling phones, and the battery, as the battery gets worse and worse, the performance of the phone goes down, because if the software is actually made to adjust the performance of the phone based on how the battery behaves. So all these people are going in now because they have a battery replacement program. They're like, you know what? I could just go get a new battery and my phone's going to be like new and it's going to be fast and I'll get the new iOS update. And I don't need a new phone. I don't need another $1,200 phone. So I'm just kind of happy with what I have. And so that's why their earnings are not what they projected. Because people,
that's interesting.
You know, people are going to post, are going to, they're going to look at what Apple posts as far as specs, right? And that's what I did too. Even going to the X, I wasn't sure from a 7. And they're going to look, do I really need this? Like, what are the differences? And they'll look through and they're like, wait, if I spend $800, I could get all of this. If I spend $1,200, my screen like has like 2 more pixels on it. Like, what? Like, there's nothing that looks on paper like it's worth spending all that. People are getting like just happy with what they have now. My phone does what it needs to do.
I upgraded from the 7S Plus or something like that to the iPhone XS Max. Gosh, it's so dumb, the names. Just because I wanted the bigger screen. You know, I like as big of a screen as possible. You know, and I don't see myself changing it anytime soon.
Yeah.
The form factor is the same as the Plus, right?
Yeah. Well, it's slightly different. You can't use the same like cases. Which one thing I didn't like, my case, my OtterBox, I get the commuter one. You know. By the way, Beeple just said ha 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 ha. I sent him the link to the Taco Bell thing. I said, hey, is this a Beeple or a Sheeple? He said ha ha ha. Anyway, no, like the cases for the 7 Plus were actually much thinner than the new one, you know, which kind of made me mad that I got to have a slightly thicker case. But anyway.
Yeah. But again, to bring that back around, I guess they don't care about some motion designers that need better hardware.
Yeah.
You know?
The thing is, like, I don't know.
They're gone. They're a phone company.
Yeah, they are a phone company.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's funny you were talking about your, you know, I recently, I dropped my phone, you know, and I just thought, oh man, I didn't even know if my I pay for like insurance with my bank,
Yeah.
tech insurance and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, man, I don't even know if I registered this bloody phone. Does that mean I
Right.
can't? Does that mean it's not insured? And so I was going to cancel the whole thing. And before I did, I was just looking in the terms and conditions for like the number to call. It said you don't even have to have your device registered, just as long as you have an active. And I was like,
Oh,
oh,
okay.
wow. So now I've got. They just said, yeah, we'll give you the replacement. I've got a 6S Plus, but that's like either a refurbished one or whatever. But the battery is like great, compared, it's fine. So I'm like, I'm good. I don't need to upgrade now. And I think a lot of people, like you were saying, just kind of fix the battery or somehow do, just get rid of that thing that was making them feel they need to upgrade. And it's it's a tricky one for Apple to kind of figure that one out. But yeah, I mean,
Now, Billy says that they don't have glass backs anymore. I think that was only like the iPhone 4 or 5.
No, they do.
There's
do have-
glass on the
they
back
do.
of them?
Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
Really?
That was the thing
Yep.
about
I didn't know
those
that.
ones. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I always thought it was metal on the back.
The
Mine
Oh,
has that as
interesting. I guess it is. I guess I just never look at my phone without a case.
yeah.
Weird.
You'd
I don't
think
know.
I'd buy a
I have
case,
found
but-
I have found that my X Max, they basically say with the lithium ion batteries or whatever, it doesn't have the memory like the old ones did, old batteries where if you let it drain, you have to let it drain all the way before you fill it back up,
Right.
Well,
I
with
guess battery
these,
memory. Yeah.
yeah. With these, it's like they work better if you keep them charged, if you don't let them go down all the way. And I've found, so I bought this little Anchor like wireless charger that I just keep on my desk. And while I'm at work, while I'm
It's
working, I just keep it on there. And I've noticed that my battery, like, I'll get a day and a half. I'll even go sometimes, I'll forget to plug it in at night, or my wife will be snoring and I'll have to go to the other room and I take my phone with me because it's my alarm, and I don't charge. So and it lasts me 2 days sometimes,
Yeah,
which
I'm
is
the
really
same way.
nice.
Mine's actually sitting
Yeah.
on one of those right now, and you don't feel like you don't think about the fact that like you don't think it's that different to set the phone down on a wireless charger instead of plugging it in, but it is a lot more convenient because you're just more likely to set it on this thing than to sit there and plug it in over and over, and then unplug it when you got to pick it up, and then plug it back in when you put it back down. And so it's just kind of
and I like
has a
this one
charge.
because it's like angled towards me. So like right now while we're doing the podcast and I've got my Slack just blowing up on my phone, I can just glance over and see what it says.
I don't know how you.
I have to
I would
snooze
lose
it
my
quite
ever-loving
often.
mind.
I actually, while I was on vacation in Disney World, I actually put "Do not disturb me" for 1 week.
Nice.
Didn't even go in it. It was great.
Yeah. Although we wanted to see some pictures from Disney, and you let us down. No, not really.
Did you? Yeah, no one wants to see that.
Well, maybe the Slack did. I don't know.
I don't know.
Your picture with Brodeur. Did you post that?
I don't know if I did or not.
See, you could have posted that. That's motion graphics related.
Yeah, that's true. Whatever.
I got another thing. We're so off topic. I got another thing this week. It finally arrived. I ordered it I think at the end of November, and it was coming from Korea. It was like,
oh yeah, because you're the sucker for all those Facebook
the
ads that
Facebook
they send you.
ads.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, well, everything finally showed up, but I got this thing, and I really like it. It's a cell phone, like iPhone holder, but it connects via USB-C and then to your cigarette lighter in your car, right? And then you just mount it, and then you leave the mount there. And when you run your finger over the back of it, it senses your finger, and it goes and like opens up, and then you put your phone in it, and it goes and it locks in your phone on the dash.
How's that again, Dave? One more time.
And then once it locks it in, though, it also wirelessly charges it. So when you're in when you're in the car, you set your phone on the thing, and then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to plug it in. You don't have to do anything. It's, you just set it there, and then when you turn off the car, you just pull it right off. So
Yeah.
kind of cool,
Yeah, cool.
So back to Ravcock.
Oh yeah.
We just posted Epic J Creations has made an
Yeah.
octane series that we posted, and we are now selling on our site, brograph.com/. plugins.
Yeah,
Is that right?
yeah. You can go there.
Epic J Creations has this entire Octane series now.
It is, so when he originally contacted us about like selling it on the site, I was a little hesitant because I'm like, oh, I don't know, And then I had Pickle Nick go through the entire thing, and at one point I was like, oh, let's go ahead and make this metallic shader. And he's like, oh no, let's do it this way, and he was actually showing me ways to do it. And I've been in Octane since version 2, and it's like, this is a very thorough, very, very thorough course. So if you're not in Octane, if you haven't worked in Octane and you've been looking at getting into it, it's a $299 course, and it is very, very intense. So
other Octane courses are available.
Are there other Octane courses available? I don't think there are.
Well, yeah, of course there are some.
I did one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Like a whole course?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, what's your
Why
course?
didn't I
I
know
want to
that?
see your course too.
Oh, it's on LinkedIn Learning. You can.
Oh, yeah, but that's LinkedIn
I
Learning.
will-
You got to pay for that.
I'll give
like
you a
monthly.
pass. I'll give you a pass.
Oh yes. Sweet.
All right.
It was. I made it free for the first week that it was that it came out actually.
Okay.
But yeah, this is something that it was. But this looks cool, by the way. No, the more the merrier, I say. Everyone's got a different take on something, and you're going to learn. I was just reading it there. You're going to learn a lot more from more people, right? So, but yeah, no, it was good to do one of those actually on that. And at NAB, I was having a chat with David about it. Before when I was showing him like the table of contents, just to sort of get his little take on things as well, which was it was good to have someone to bounce some ideas off and that, just to know it was going to be,
He's doing more fractals, more and more and more
gosh.
fractals.
These look
so
cool.
funny.
Yeah.
Like because last week we were talking about, oh, there's going to be so many fractals things, and then David's just pumping out more and more fractals on Instagram every day.
Right. But at least he's doing like something different.
Yeah, they
with
look
it.
cool. They look very cool.
That's what's cool about it. This is a good way to use fractals, not just like here's another 3D fractal with an Octane daylight. So
right.
At least he's doing something really cool with it. So all right. Where am I at here? We already talked about David, Joel's earlier. Oh, Aaron Coverett was featured in 3D Artist magazine.
Yeah.
Because
Congrats.
he did his still life thing, which was awesome.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I should subscribe to that magazine, honestly. I wonder, I should start having that delivered. It's kind of fun to have physical media just sitting around with stuff like that instead of just going
I
to
agree.
websites.
I agree.
So, I want to check that out. I wonder what does it cost to get a magazine subscription these
don't
days?
know.
Who even knows?
I was looking at, dude, I
I
was
don't know
looking
how
at the
much
New
it is in
York
the States,
Times,
Yeah.
like getting the New York Times for like a month, and it's still like $15 a month. It's like that's a Netflix thing. I'll stick to my 3 articles, 3 free articles a month.
I think that magazine costs about £6 in over here. So, but with a subscription, you usually get a couple of months free, don't you? So
Probably.
that's how they get you.
Online.
3D artists. This is like through. I'm finding all these other websites that
My
sign you
favorite
up for
magazine
it.
subscription.
That's where I'm in. Yeah, because they won't sign you up for a bunch of spam if you go with this. Yeah, I need to find it direct from the
$10.15
source.
per issue. That's kind of expensive.
Yeah, I mean that seems okay.
Yeah, but then you pay $10.92 for the print and the digital, or you could do $4.62 for just the digital.
Oh, like is there one where you get special stuff on their website or something?
Yeah.
I'll have to go check that out. I kind of want to have some physical magazines sitting around again. I used to have a gaming magazine, Game Informer.
Dude, Guitar World. It's all about Guitar World.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put the tablatures in there, and anytime I saw a Nirvana tablature, I was like, all right, gotta buy it. Gotta learn how to play Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yep.
No stairway.
Just a bunch of power chords.
Ryan Ri-Fi in the chat says, that in his opinion, Andy's course is better to get you up and running with Octane, and then Epic J's is good to have on hand for a reference.
Nice one. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the same thing that applies with like In Life Thrill. In Life Thrill is very referencey. You know, it's very much a table of contents, and you click and you learn how to do that thing. It's almost like a help menu, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you guys checked out any of the new Redshift training that's out? You know, GSG and
Yes.
And
yeah.
Rich Nosworthy's one as well.
Yeah, we've got the Rich Nosworthy one.
Wait,
you know,
Tim Clapham?
That's the Tim Clapham one.
That is
that's the Hello Lux one. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really good. I haven't done the GSG one, but the Tim Clapham one, the Rich Nosworthy one is really
Hello
good.
Lux one, basically.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, the Hello Lux one. The GSG or the Hello Lux. That's where you go to get them. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I got them both, but I haven't gone through them all. I was just when I was working, doing my X Particles piece, I was just dipping into them both just to kind of say, oh, how do you do volumetric, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, I think they're both good references. I think both have their merits actually, and I was surprised. There's I don't know. I think I'm not sure if I'd say I prefer one over the other. I think they're just they both have things that complement each other. So,
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, I really enjoyed the Redshift training stuff. It was good, and it's even though I had a fair understanding of it, there's like little tidbits that you'll get even with the Epic J one. Even knowing all that I knew already, Nick would be going through it, and I'd hear something, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I didn't know you could do it that way, or it's just little tidbits that you'll pick up along the way that are very helpful.
Yeah.
So let's talk some X particle stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So
you guys just announced the X Particles winners, right?
Yeah.
For the X Particles
results
challenge.
were announced today. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was such a great response to the changed it up this year, right? And usually it's just make something with X Particles, and that's very open and can be overwhelming as well. And so there were just some simple constraints put in place to render from a specific camera, so the X, and use an X spline as the base to start your project off. And just so that when we put everything together, it all kind of looks like a nice kind of ident or something. And I gave some references of the BBC Two idents that have been going around recently. And also just some of Man vs. Machine's work for Nike, where the shoe is just in place and they're doing crazy stuff around it. So with a few constraints in place, I think that helped. Hopefully, it helped a lot of people just to kind of put an idea out there.
It's crazy. I'm looking through all the different ones, and you did give that specific constraint with the X and the the camera angle and stuff like that, but they're all so different. They've all got just an amazing and I don't know how you guys chose the best one.
I couldn't have done it.
That must have been a tough process, because there are a lot of really good entries in here.
Yeah, it was
where are you looking to find that? Is it x-particles-challenge.com?
Give you the link. I'll give you the.
You sent the link in the chat.
I did, didn't I?
In our chat. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you did.
There's a Vimeo group, which you can anyone can sort of have a look in now and see. And there were over 160 members. So there's actually 87 videos, but that does include a few that judges threw in, because we were, we thought we'd throw down a few as well, just to kind of go on the journey, as it were, and put something in there, and I feel like you can understand what people are going through if you've done it yourself, right? You gotta because then you can see. For me, I can see if it actually works,
right?
And because somebody could get the file and just be like, oh, I don't know how to do this, or this is not clear, but you could see from the response that a lot of people just jumped on it, and I think with the prizes were the stakes were there. We're giving you know, people will think, oh yeah, I have to use X particles to win X particles, but we're going to that isn't the case as such because of their maintenance program. So you can just extend your maintenance.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, but you get the winner gets Studio C40 Studio, and that was brilliant the way that came about because Paul Babb and Matthias were in London, and Phil Wade Zero and I went to meet them for lunch, and I said to Paul, like, it was like a 16-word deal. I was like, so Paul, like, the X Particles challenge is coming up, and he was like, what do you need? And I said, Studio. And he just said, sure.
God, I love Paul. I love Paul.
Feel the bad.
You know, yeah, seriously. And that's like, that is Paul. And that's every time we have ever been like, hey, we're doing this, it's always, what do you need? How can we help?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, amazing.
Yeah.
And that's why I love Maxon. I love them
understands
so much.
the value of the artist.
Yeah.
You know, and the artist sells the software. So if you support the artist, then
absolutely true.
Yeah.
Ooh,
absolutely.
Man, I'm going through and just watching all these. These are so good. Like so many good entries.
So which one was the winner though?
So, well, we go in third place, right? So, and then we'll go up to, so we got Andre de Jong, third.
How can I find that? Like, is there a way to find that?
I'm gonna copy a link and just give it to you, and then you can check that out.
Gotcha.
So this is.
You had a bunch of really good, like really big name people enter as well. You know, one of my biggest gripes about Vimeo and like YouTube and stuff, especially when dealing with particles, is the compression. Yeah. You know?
That is that's just it's a real tricky one. And
like I was watching Casey Hupke's new demo reel, you know, and it's super killer, but his stuff is filled with particles and it's like, oh man, the compression just like kills it, you know?
Yeah.
Totally.
I don't know.
Yeah,
so the winner.
So that was the third place. We got Andre.
Oh,
then
this is the third place.
Vasili's in second, and
you've seen the winner, Dave.
You have seen the winner. You'll know it when you see it.
The Toon one.
Chris Harkins one. Yeah.
And that was just entered like a couple weeks ago, right?
I
thought it was, or maybe he just posted it a couple weeks ago, but
he did it 3 weeks. He put it in the group 3 weeks ago. So but the obviously within the time. It actually wasn't one of the last. I mean, if you look on it, I'm not even sure what page it's on in the group. So, we have several pages of stuff there. Which one have you got? So here's the link for the winner, and it's what people have just found like a good way of flexing the software.
Gosh, that is so gorgeous.
Yeah,
so gorgeous.
And as part of the judging, I mean, we've got some. I was really helped out, by Nydia Diaz and Mario from Mario Champluk, people as well.
Nice.
Jeremy Cox, Casey Hupke, and my buddy Brandon Parvini.
I love Brandon.
Brandon's awesome. Been totally awesome help setting this up, and we were kind of like helped me come up with the concept for this year as well, or last year rather, and just a good dude, man. Like love that guy. Yeah.
That guy's awesome.
Yeah, totally. And he threw down as well and put something in there. And obviously he won. He came second in the first ever X Particles Challenge. Mario won it. So it's good to have people that have been through it they are now judging, or they've been judging it for a while. So, but yeah, I mean, with the judging of this, when it came down to it, and it was like I'm seeing some of the results come through. It was like, right, we need to now. A pattern's forming here. I can see like I need to get the project files in because that's part of my process for deciding who's gonna win it. And I asked, there was 5 or so people that could have, it was up for the grabs, and it kind of all took, in the end, So if I got in touch with you, then you did really well. But these guys did the best, and you look at the files, and I mean, Chris's file is very, very interesting. And I'm hoping he'll post it or allow us to share it.
Something.
Yeah, he'll do something. Vasily, I wanted to say his name correctly. Hopefully I am. But again, that's such a clever setup. He's using it's one Cinema 4D file. And he's using he did Redshift render for that one, and he's using just Espresso just to really turn off and on each system, and so when it's cached, it's going to work nicely like that. So you built multiple systems, and then he's just like keyframed a certain thing just to trigger this new system, and this is just a very clean approach to it, and it's nice to kind of see people's process. And Andres was rendered with Arnold, I believe, and again, great use of XP cloth. And I know like Nydia was really like, she was like, yeah, this one's cool. So there's there'll be some other little bits to announce hopefully. But I just wanted to get like the top 3 out there, and now the process is just getting them their prizes as well, because that's what they came for. So I'm going to be still getting in touch with them very soon about that, and So
the 2019 challenge.
2019, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think I'd like some feedback on this actually. I think running it towards the end of the year, I'm not sure if that. I mean, does that sort of get in the way of too many things like people's the holidays, and you guys have Thanksgiving and things like that?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Sometimes, I mean, gosh, that
some
week
people,
between Christmas and New Year's,
some people's December is the slowest out of everyone else. Our December is the busiest. It's always our busiest time of the year, but I know some other people on the Slack are like, we don't have any work, So I don't know. It's different for everyone.
Yeah. So are you
like our January is crap right now, but a lot of people are like mega crazy busy.
Yeah. I mean,
that's an okay January. It was going to be better. It
was going to be better.
We had some
we had a lot of work
fall through because people have unrealistic expectations. Can you do a 70-shot music video in 2 days?
Wow.
No. The answer is no.
With 3D tracking and keying and
that's a big ask.
Sorry guys, we can't go with you because you can't do it in 2 days. I'm like, all right, well, we'll be here when you come back because everybody tells you
for $10,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
No, that's not possible. Are you going to go with the same format for?
I think we'll have a constraint in place of.
I like the constraint. Yeah. You get a lot of you get some similar looking stuff, but what really helps the winners stand out is how they used it differently,
Yeah. Oh,
because I think thinking creatively with the tools helps make you stand out, which will, I don't know.
And we've got the bro chain that we do that's a similar concept where it's just a shape, that they picked. And by the way, I asked about that on Slack the other day because we finished it. We finished the little deal, but then we never had like a final video. I think so. Sage sent it to Matt. And
I don't have it.
What kind of was
not,
that?
Not you,
Matt Krause.
Yeah, and he's gonna do it. The dome thing.
Yeah, I put something in for that.
Oh, you
that was
did?
ages ago.
Nice.
That was ages ago.
Yeah, it all wrapped, but there was never like a final video of it.
Oh,
so
man.
he's working on that. He said he's gonna send that soon. So
it was a really quick thing because it was like we're done, we're finishing it, and all right, cool. Well,
we'll do it. We'll do another one once we get that one posted.
It's a great thing to have, just do something with this, and I think I would have. Yeah, I think that's cool.
I think the constraint, the constraint also, so for example, if you've got a job or a client or something like that who wants you to do something and they give you all these certain constraints, it makes it that much easier to be able to create something versus saying you have 100% creative freedom, make whatever you want, just use this tool or whatever. You know, I think that the constraint is a really good thing.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I think that's. I mean, we'll keep that, and it's just just whether to run it at a different time of the year. But I mean, I might even talk to Insidium more, closely about it. Whether I don't know what's happening next with X Particles, but the way that they do things is, it seems like they give people early access now, and if you're on that, then it's not like it's under lock and key anymore, and it comes out when it comes out. Or unless you're in the, unless you're in the beta, then you don't know about it until it's released. So this kind of more open way of releasing software is kind of cool. But I want to sort of integrate into the launch of it. Then I don't know if I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know if it makes sense, but if I'm trying to coincide with the launch of it to make it a bigger thing,
right?
Rather than people like, nah, X Particles just came out, and now you're sort of, because that was the initial worry that people would say, oh, but I bought it in their sale, and now
now I could win it.
Now I could win it, and I already have it. But yeah, so I mean, I think if they're flexible on the old maintenance stuff, then that's cool, because then you get another 12 months on top of your license, which you have bought. So so happy days. Yeah,
they've added a lot of stuff to the content repository. They just announced this.
This is wicked. Yeah, Mario's I'm assuming Mario has been super busy.
Well, and I think I'm thinking that this one isn't here because I requested this from Bob specifically. The snowball friction test, because they had all sorts of video of it, but I was like, please let me break this down and see how you did it, because there's so much stuff that you could potentially do with X Particles, and sometimes it's like, even if you know a lot of X Particles, like I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of all the options of particles. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't know what I need to put together in these different sections to make this
I know how
happen.
Most of the things work. I just don't know how to put them
do what I want
correlate
them
them together. Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. And that really helps your understanding to be able to take a project like this and break it down and be like, oh, okay. And so next time something comes along, you're like, okay, well, I know how they did that portion of it now in this new thing I'm working on, because I broke this thing down. And so breaking down scenes is incredibly helpful. So just being able to look and see what someone else did.
I mean, and also when you look at something like this, it's usually really simple and just a really clean setup as well. It's just
like, oh, that's all it is. It's like 2 buttons. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
All the fluid. I'm really interested in fluids and grains. Like the sandcastle one is really cool. I kind of wish there was I kind of wish these actually had like a little video right here that you could click on to see it play out. So,
just hover over it and a GIF plays or something.
The sand stuff, the snow stuff, that's what I'm most interested in right now. But there's some other great stuff. The water, the smoke stuff, like the smoke grenade you can download. Yeah. I wish I had more time.
Or alternatively, they should include like a render with the download, like instead of a still image, just a video of it moving. That'd be cool. Yeah. But so it looks like some people have said December is a good time. Ken said that. And I don't know. I mean, the next thing is like, is it too long? Like the time that people have, because I always feel until like entries drop in, I'm like, oh my god, is this going to work again?
Oh, because you don't know. You've got all year. You don't know. Is everybody going to do it in December?
Well, yeah, and so if I set the challenge up in October time or whatever, and give people a few months to do it, but something I think Jason Polly, he put his entry in really quickly, and I was like, great, thanks man, we're getting something in there, and hopefully that will encourage others to do it.
And you can do multiple entries as well, right?
Can't.
No. Ooh, so okay. You may learn something new in December that you didn't know in October.
Can you redact your original?
Can you redact your original and then resubmit?
Interestingly, no. I mean, I'd say no, but I mean, Vimeo allows you to change the video file, doesn't it?
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
That's
So
true.
it'd be tricky. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish YouTube did that actually as well.
Yeah,
It's kind of a
seriously.
cool feature.
I wish like things like Instagram would do that, and Twitter would let you edit the message instead of just delete it. Because
Yeah, but
I
then you
I
got
had my
world leaders who are saying stuff.
well,
They're like, "Oh, I got to edit this," and then
that's
everyone's
true.
like, "But wait, you originally said this."
Right.
It's all lies anyway, right?
True.
It is all lies anyway.
Yeah.
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 Hmm.
So, yeah. It's only when you post something on Instagram and where you're tagging somebody like Maxon or Insidium, they're different on Twitter. And which I found
Yeah.
out today, and I was like, hey, this is just some random person, and the
That's
Insidium one
funny.
doesn't even exist, so I'll have to delete that and repost it. Thanks.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to a couple links real quick, and then I want to do a Beeple's People. Should be
Yeah.
fun.
Your
I like
favorite.
last week. You're like, do we have to? So, quickly,
What do
some
we got?
links that we got here. I wanted to reiterate the Colorado Motion Meetup with Matthias from Maxon. He's going to be at EJ's Colorado Meetup, which it's coming up pretty soon. It is, I think it's the day after I leave. Is it the 24th? I'd have to look up the date specifically here. I should have written it in my notes. but
It
I
is
did not.
January 24th. Yes.
January 24th. Okay, cool. So just wanted to remind everybody about that if you're in the Colorado area and you want to go to that meetup. Also, Brandon Clements posted this Project Soul Part 2. It's just another example of just amazing RTX performance that's coming. It's just insane. This real-time stuff is insane. It's so much fun to watch, and it just reminds me every time I see this.
we watched this before.
This is Part 2, though.
Oh, part 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is RTX Part 2. I think I'm going to get very left behind in the near future if I don't start learning how to do more of this real-time stuff. That's just my opinion.
I don't know.
But
I don't think. I think real time is going to be there with like, things like URender or Eevee or something like that. You know, you can produce some really pretty looking stuff. But as far as like, I don't know. I think I don't think we'll ever get to real time. You know, with something that's not specifically like closer to a game engine. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. Prove me wrong, world.
Prove me wrong. Also, BBC Two, a pleasurable absorbing development reel 23C.
Yeah, really cool stuff. These are the idents. I mean, this is a new one, but these are the idents that I was talking about. Have you seen any of the others, guys? Have you seen any? Because
I don't
there's
know. I'm watching this right now with the
No.
paint.
There's a behind the scenes somewhere, right? As well that
yeah.
kind of showed how
Oh,
they made
neat.
it.
Yeah, that's the development reel.
Oh, this is the development reel.
Yeah. That's the behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah, there we go. It's kind of in the middle there. So they're showing how they did it, by just adding paint. Wow.
Yeah. These are.
Yeah.
I'll send you.
Super rad. All right.
Nice.
Features. I think it's Future Deluxe maybe, and some others. They were. Yeah, you want to check this. If you haven't
Like where
seen
they
those.
sent all the other ones. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
How
some
trippy
really-
are BBC's two psychedelic something or other?
BBC Two's psychedelic new idents. Yeah.
So
But
is
yeah.
this all practical or a mix of both?
I think it's a mixture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it seemed like watching the behind the scenes stuff, it was like some of it was done with actual paint, and then some of the other stuff was done with 3D.
Yeah, like this one here, it looks like
That one looks like some stop
Practical.
motion, doesn't it?
stop animation stuff. Yeah. Well, man, it's really cool looking.
Yeah, the next one's great. And the one around 3 minutes is brilliant too.
I'd like to figure out a way,
Ooh.
like in X Particles, to recreate the practical one. That would be fun.
Ooh, that's neat.
Yeah.
The one around 4 minutes. It looks like looks like some of the canyons in Utah.
Well, I'll save this long form version for the notes too.
Yeah, I think my favorite's at the end, around sort of 8 minutes or something, 8.5 minutes. That's jump over there.
Is that the black and white one?
No, it's the kind of crystally looking one. The
ooh, sexy. Yeah. That's cool. I like the contrast between like the kind of smooth, slight bump, and then it looks like a geode, the inside of a geode and stuff. That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Super cool. All right, the next one on my list, there's two more. Just wanted to mention the Vive Cosmos was announced. You sent this to me, Matt.
I did. I know nothing
Vive,
about it, though.
But I haven't really looked too much into it yet, but I do remember you talking about the fact that there are less screen door visibilities, like you don't see it has something to do with the resolution. And I'm hoping that Oculus Rift does.
Is this wireless as well?
Yeah, I think it is, yes.
Oh, okay, that's right.
That's
and
a big step.
It is, but it comes back to what can you put into a wireless version to where it has the same kind of power that something wired would have.
Right.
Unless they're doing wireless HDMI, but there's such a lag on that, you would have to be able to get that wireless working so fast. I don't know if it's possible.
Expected to run popular PC VR games like Arizona Sunshine, Super Hot VR. It's got inside-out tracking, which is pretty awesome.
Oh, so it can.
Yeah, so you can actually, and the headset flips up, kind of like we did at whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
What's that called?
At the VR thing, the Void.
Yeah, the VR thing. Yeah, the Void. Yeah,
it flips up.
It's cool. Like they've got flip up, which I really liked. You don't have to take it all the way off your head, and it helps with glasses when you're wearing glasses.
You remember the pretzel episode of The Simpsons, where
I don't know.
She was selling pretzels, and then there was a rival, like PETA company, and they.
Marge is selling pretzels.
Yeah, and they kind of get the mob involved.
Yeah,
and so all of a sudden, like the mob is at their house, but then there's this entire Japanese gang of like a Japanese mob that's fighting them, and then they're all like ninjas and stuff, or something.
I don't remember this now.
And so they're at the house, and Homer is watching out the window, and Marge is like, "No, you gotta get away from the window." And he's like, "Yeah, but that one guy, he's just standing there doing nothing. He's gonna do something cool. He's gonna do something." And as soon as he walks away, you hear it happen, and he's like, "Oh." Yeah. I feel like that's what Oculus Rift is doing right now, because Vive has come out with all of this stuff, and Oculus has not announced anything for the wired version. And I just have this feeling that they're working on something. It's going to be inside out. It's going to be wireless. It's going to maybe wireless, but it's going to have super high resolution, all these new features. And I feel like they're going to all of a sudden be like, bam, here it is.
Oculus?
Yeah. I feel like they haven't updated.
They're too. I think they're too consumer based right now. They're trying. Like, here's the thing. But
it is a consumer thing.
Yeah, everyone's trying to sell the. They're trying to convince, like with the Go, for example.
Yeah.
Like I know, and here's the thing about the Go. I tried it out, and I was really impressed with the fact that you didn't have to wear like earphones or whatever, and it had sound coming out of it, which was super cool.
Parallax.
There's no yaw or whatever. So you move forward, you move backwards, you feel totally disoriented. It's only slightly different than a Samsung VR, which sucks.
You know? the bone, what do you call it here? Sound where it resonates into your bone, and so you can hear it but no one else can. I feel like why would you not build that into a headset, and then you wouldn't have to put the earphones on. You just, as soon as you put the headset on, you're hearing it, plus you can hear all the other stuff in the room going on. It's mixed reality for your ears. It's AR for your ears, essentially.
Yeah. I don't know, the sound was very cool. on the go, but it was very disorienting, especially when you're used to being in a good VR experience where you're used to walking around and used to turning your entire body and moving a little bit,
I think they're going to surprise us.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, the Jet Fluids plugin
is interesting.
It's in beta and it's free right now.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting skeptical of all these things that I see are free and stuff like that. It's like, oh yeah, we just released this, and it's like, oh, this is in development. Awesome, cool, that's great. Okay, so what does that mean for me? You specifically say don't use this in production. It's like, this is a cool concept.
People who want to try stuff out, really.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's what a beta is usually about. Right?
I know. It's just like with the what I was looking at, they were saying you have to have a collision in there in order to even use some of the flip fluids and stuff. That might have been an older version, but it's like, okay, there are major limitations and stuff. I don't know.
Well, I know if
it's cool
people who are
that it's
bored
free,
who want to play
and if you want to play around with it, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's totally cool. I will not deny that that's very neat.
Yeah.
It's just, that's cool, I guess. Like,
see, if I had the time, I would totally be checking this out right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna try everything and see which one I like the best.
Yeah, true. I mean, is it? I don't know enough about it, but is it like, is the goal to be a real flow competitor or something like that? Is that what they're trying to do?
I don't know. Like, the thing is, it's CPU based, so it's very slow. Depending if that's your workflow or your work, whatever. Yeah. So I don't know.
It's Mac friendly, guys. It's Mac friendly.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do some Beeple's People.
Yeah.
You love this part of the show, Matt. What are you talking about?
Do you?
No, you do.
You're like 50% of the people of our listeners.
No, I said.
I feel like you either like People's People or you hate it.
One person complained about it on an email or a comment one time. So that equals 5 billion people. All right, take out your Beeple viewer of choice and go to January 10th, Year of Our Lord 2019. And
quick one. What is your Beeple viewer of choice?
My Beeple viewer of choice is Twitter.
Oh, okay.
It's very easy to navigate.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, I'll do that. January 10th?
Yeah, January 10th. This one is called Feeding Time.
Oh, wait, I'm on a different one. Unfamiliar Ground.
Yeah, unfamiliar. It's weird. On his website, like, it says January 10th and then January 10th.
January 11th is Feeding Time on Twitter.
Weird. Maybe
January 10th on his
time.
website is yeah. I don't know.
Either way, we're looking at
neat.
We're looking at Feeding Time. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And the little story that goes with it as well.
Yeah, so the story is, the most disturbing thing was how quickly it became normal. We'd already gone this far, blown past more lines in the sand than we could possibly count. Most people don't believe us, but it was actually the machine itself that came up with this idea. By that time, though, we were so focused on improvement at any cost that, to be honest, the ethical arguments were pretty muted. We just greenlit things, and the machine mostly took care of the rest. As revolting as it is, from a purely scientific standpoint, it made total sense. We were trying to feed the machine the most brain-friendly food for maximum neural cell growth, and had sort of plateaued with regular food, when the machine realized that growing human embryos and eating them would be a far superior food source. I have to admit, most of us were secretly intrigued to see if it would work. Of course, the results were absolutely stunning. The brain growth was up over 70% in the first month, more improvement in 1 month than we saw in the last 3 years combined. Even though it became totally accepted after a very short time, you could tell there was now this general unease in the air. I think what bothered people the most was not that we did it, but that we weren't even the ones to think of it, and now we're just waiting for whatever suggestion comes next, knowing deep down we'll be powerless to say no. So.
Ooh.
Eating babies.
The
You were
audiobook
so
version.
busy trying to find out if you could, you never really stopped to think if you should.
It's like a modest proposal for preventing the children of poor people from being a burden to their parents or country.
Wait, what?
By Jonathan Swift.
It's interesting. So the guy on the little bridge thing is just legging it. He's like, I don't want to be next. You know, eat the baby.
I don't know. I feel like he's just casually strolling along. Like this
He's
is
like,
a normal thing. Yeah.
Try not to look. You
He
know?
doesn't look
Yeah.
like he's fleeing. See no
It's
evil.
like this is just a machine that's working as it should,
Right.
eating babies.
Everything's okay here.
Yeah,
Mm.
All right.
weird.
The
I don't
next
know if I-
one. Hmm?
Yeah.
I don't know. Be a
I don't know
good
if-
source of stem cells,
Right. Trying to grow that other arm. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the next one is January 11th, Year of our Lord 2018.
Well,
It's called
real quick, going
Start
back to that
Again.
one, as far
Uh-huh.
as talking about the way it looks, like I really
Mhm.
like that it almost looks like brush strokes, you know? Like if you look down at the bottom and like some of the skin
I
and
think that's
stuff,
the
like
muscles,
it's
isn't it?
well, yeah, like but like it almost looks like painted brush strokes. It's very pretty.
It does look
It's a very
like there's
pretty
some-
piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it looks like it's
maybe
behind a...
it's in a
It's
in a
behind
giant
glass.
container. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So
why
yeah,
it's
he's got
the
nothing to
drops.
worry about anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
those are-
He's fine.
He's
That's why he's so
yeah.
casual.
right.
Yeah,
Right?
you really think that glass is good enough there, huh? I hope it's that transparent aluminum from Star Trek.
Hello, computer.
Oh,
Where do you keep the nuclear vessels?
a mouse. How quaint. All right, Start Again. This is January 11th. This kind of goes along our storyline because
Uh-huh.
we know that they're looking for a new planet. And you've
Yeah,
got a
perhaps
flower, so
This is like a Wall-E and Eva type situation.
Mm.
They're going from planet to planet trying to find one that could harbor life, you know, and this is the proof that okay, this one is good to go.
Mm.
It is ready for cultivation. It is ready for us to install the big people and the big animals and the massive sunflowers.
the corporate digging.
Yes, and the corporate digging.
Yeah.
He's like pointing at it. You know. It's like,
Hey, you!
You-
Or may-
Is that a reference to
So
E.T.?
bad.
Is it E.T. because of the flowers? He puts his finger on the dandelions.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
People's
That's
like,
funny.
no.
No, I don't know. That's just the way he was shaped when I put him
Right.
in there.
I don't know why you just throw some astronauts in there.
But yeah, really cool lighting in that one as well. Though.
Mhm.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and the lighting inside that. I like the mesh all around the different pieces
Yeah.
of the pack and the helmet. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's very cool.
And then lastly, we've got January 12th. This is called Next God.
Mm.
And you got this Metroid looking dude in here.
Yeah, it's the big people.
Your next god, but notice they're worshiping this person in a little arena. And are they? No, they don't have any gear on or anything. They're all
No.
kind of in gray or whatever, just very.
Yeah, but is he
cultish.
is he the next god because he's super powerful? And so maybe this is way into the future. Maybe the baby eating giant people, you know,
has evolved.
cultivated
This is
like
what he turned into.
became armored and have completely taken over a world
man.
and have made themselves
One of
into
the
a
worlds.
god.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the dilemma here, the problem is they got to make sure that this planet doesn't discover how to utilize those portals,
Right.
or else they're going to
Right,
come back
right.
and take over the other planets that link to all those portals that they're trying to terraform on.
Right.
I think that's a pretty
Yeah.
good one.
And they're trying to perhaps this one, this giant baby eating people is keeping all these people around in order to feed him more babies to
Babies.
eat for the giant baby eating people.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like American Psycho. The ATM just says, "Feed me a stray cat."
Yeah.
It's just feed me babies.
Feed me, baby. Feed me, baby.
Oh, wow, how gruesome would that be? Like the people are brainwashed to have babies in order to feed the gods.
Isn't that basically the Matrix?
Wow.
That's the Matrix, right?
Is it?
You have babies in order to, have the body heat, the energy.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't get eaten.
It's totally
Just
not
battery
efficient.
pack, aren't they? Yeah.
See, that's why this is a better storyline, because this is for like the stem cells and proteins and enzymes. It's not necessarily for the energy, because human body would be a terrible way to get energy.
Yeah,
in the
the heat.
Matrix. Yeah. So
Mm.
that's people's people. And
All
I
right.
think Andy, you already did Brograph recommends with us last time, so we don't.
I did.
Yeah. I do have a good life hack though that I wrote down the other day, because I think of them sometimes and I don't write them down. And so this one is, if you're writing a long, lengthy email that actually has to be like strategically crafted and has to have links just right and different sections and whatnot, or if you're writing a very angry email to somebody, don't fill out the to field first. New email. Who am I sending this to? Yeah. Who am I sending this to? And you open up your Gmail and you immediately type in the person you're sending it to. But what happens if you accidentally hit send in the middle of it? And you're not done writing.
Pretty good. Yeah.
So just don't put a to field in, and then you'll never accidentally send it.
Or
That's a good idea. That's a good life hack.
yeah, that's a really good one. That's just general good emailing advice. But or make sure you've got the email undo functionality in
Right.
your
Yes.
email
Yeah.
client.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it, you guys.
Sweet.
We ended up with a 2-hour show. How about that?
Okay.
All right. Cool. I got some time before I got to go pick up my kid.
Right. I got to call
Anyone
my
wanna
bank now so I
play?
can get MDC tickets. Oh, that's what I was going to circle back to. By the way, the
Yes.
gaming stuff. So we have been trying to get on all of us at the same time to play Switch at certain times, and
We got
sometimes it worked.
like 6 of us on the other day,
Yeah.
and it was epic. It was
great.
fun.
So
I was
Yeah.
gonna
uh-huh.
I was gonna ask you about this. Is it a new version of the Switch or something? I had my head in the
No.
sand clearly.
No.
But
No, it's the old Switch. I mean, it's the same Switch.
Yeah.
We just finally all bought one at the
All
same
at the same
time.
time.
and the games have some cool games have come out or something. Or
Yeah,
is it
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's you got Mario Kart, you got Super Smash Brothers. I've been
That's
playing
good.
Pokemon like crazy.
I've been
you know.
playing the Super Mario Deluxe that came out for Wii. That
Mhm.
was on Wii U, but came out for Switch yesterday, and that's a lot of fun. I'm a
Yeah.
few worlds in already, so that's super fun. But what we're trying to do, I think, is we're gonna find a good time that would be, I guess, the most convenient for as many people as possible each week.
Mhm.
Maybe even twice each week, where this is the designated time to
Yeah.
play Switch together, and you either show up or you don't. But the
Mhm.
great thing about the Switch is if you see other friends are playing, you can just click and you can join them in things like Mario Kart, for example, right? So if we set up a time, we can set up an auto thing that does the bat signal for gaming. I think we'll do like a special gaming bat signal for only people who want to get involved in gaming of any kind.
Are we gonna live stream it too?
Eventually, maybe we'll do a fun live stream, but for the most part, it's going to be an automatic thing. Maybe we'll be in there, maybe we won't. But
Switch master.
the
I like that.
the
yeah.
tweet will go out.
Is that Phil?
That's Phil. The automatic tweet on Facebook and all that will go out and say, "Hey, it's gaming time," and whoever shows up shows up.
Yeah.
So it's not like, I mean.
You gonna come out and play?
Yeah, that's the thing, because right now we're just getting on. We're like, hey, we're going to play this right now. And if you're not on the Slack channel at the time, you don't see it. So I think a gaming bat signal and one or two designated times. And if people show up, fine. If they don't, they don't. So, yeah. Maybe one weekday or weekday night. And then maybe one time on the weekends or something. Like Sunday
maybe.
afternoons, because Sunday afternoons is one of those things where, like, you either got plans or you don't.
Yeah.
You're either running errands and running around, going to, baby showers and birthday parties or what have you, or you're sitting around,
That's my every Sunday.
doing nothing.
Baby showers and birthday parties.
Oh, man. Tell me about it. Are you serious or no? Because
No,
that's
I'm
my
not
life.
serious.
Okay.
I don't have that many friends who are having babies. Of
Really?
course, all my friends are. No, I actually do. They're just all online.
You know what? A lot
So
of this is going to change once Gibbs starts getting a whole bunch of school friends.
he's got birthday parties. There was a birthday party this
But
weekend.
that's what
We
I'm
just didn't
talking
go.
about. But that's
We
what I'm
didn't
talking
go.
about. Yeah, it's.
I don't
gonna
know.
get-
I don't know who this kid is.
Yeah, you
Why do I got to
don't.
pay money in order to
But-
buy him a present?
Because he's
You know?
going to pay money to buy a present for your kid when you go. See, you're going to get into that
No.
whole thing, man.
I don't want presents at my house. I don't need any more toys in my house. He's got a whole room
Well,
full of toys that he doesn't even use.
Regardless, you're still going to have the parties. And you're
And you
going
know
to
what?
we got him
kids
like
to show up for your
STEM
parties.
stuff. We got him like science stuff for Christmas this year.
But you
and
want
a-
other kids to
you know,
come to
and
his
a
birthday
play
party.
area.
And you
I
know
don't
when
care
you're
if kids come to his birthday party.
Really?
I don't.
Mm, yeah.
I'm a
trying to-
grandfather. I love my child.
You don't want to have the birthday party where no one shows up. That's super sad.
Well, no, we'll have people show up because he's got cousins and stuff that are kind of his age or
Right.
a few years younger or something. We'll always have people show up,
Yeah.
you know.
your safety list.
Right, that's the safety.
Right.
Yeah, the safety list. I like that.
Yeah. Man.
So
My daughter has a birthday party like every weekend.
so dumb.
Yeah. Or sometimes
So dumb.
two. And I don't necessarily take her to all of them, but, you know.
I was gonna say she must be so old now.
Billy said, "I've been the only person who showed up to a birthday party before. You don't want to be there."
Oh, man. Yeah.
That's funny.
So, all right. Well, we're going to get out of here. You can rate us on iTunes, leave a review. You can also subscribe to us on your podcatcher of choice. It helps get our ratings up. We haven't looked and see if we had comments or anything
We
on
don't.
iTunes in a long time. But tell
I
your
don't
friends
know.
about us. Tell them to subscribe to us. Tell them to check us out. And remember, you don't have much longer to get in on the Slack. Sign up for our
Only if
newsletter.
you're watching live.
And you said you could say you've been there, done that, got the T-shirt with the No Brograph, No Mograph tee, the Kate and D. Simone limited edition shirt, the Paul Babb Feel the Bab 2020 shirt. All the profits from that goes to Doctors Without Borders, the Render Things hoodie and shirt, and that's it. Of course, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Brograph.com, all the stuff and things.
This
Yeah.
doesn't let me sort by time on
Andy,
the
where
ratings.
can,
and
where
reviews.
can people
I don't
find
care.
you?
Right there. I'm called Andy.com
Mhm.
and I'm on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Vimeo. But yeah, you'll find me mostly on Instagram and Twitter. But yeah, that's the thing. Thanks for having me again, guys. It's been awesome.
Yeah, man.
Oh, appreciate you being
It's always
on.
great.
All right, we're gonna get out
Dave
of
will
here.
see you in like a week or so.
All right, I'm looking forward to it, mate. It's gonna be cool.
I'll be at home.
Yeah. All right. Until next week, I'm Dave.
I'm Matt.
I'm Andy. See you later.
Have a good one.
Later, bros. Hey, Marco Rodriguez on the chat. Go to brograph.com/slack if you want to sign up.
All right. Let me slowly.
Yay.
shut down the live stream stuff here.
I love you all.
Hey.
Thank you for sticking around till the end.
Yeah.
For all of you who have stuck around till the end, enjoy the secret message from Matt Milstead.